Welcome, I'm playing the From Glory to Go campaign, and today I'm playing Mission 3. Have a skull icon on the map, and this seems to signify where something went disastrous and we had human losses. And the captain is still trying to get materials for the hyperdrive. We do have a little choice here. I don't know which is the best option. It's more like what numbers do you prefer? That said, I got a new captain which I'm going to use for the purpose of this video. That was obviously the better choice. Okay, if I take the rightmost mission, the most important building I get is the cannon, and I really want that one for the leftmost mission. Both the Geyser and the Commando are good, but I can handle Mission 3 without them just fine. So, sorry, the rightmost mission. So, that's the one I'm going to take. And here's the new captain. Okay, I do have now 3 ships to choose between. The scanner is in a skirmish map. The scanner is good, but when you play the campaign, well, you have set maps and you usually already know what they look like. That said, this mission is fairly easy, the one I'm going to do, so I'm going to just get this bad ship out of the way and save the better ones for later. The unlocks are all cannons that I'm not really going to use, or probably not going to use, in favor of the standard cannon that I already have. Yeah, this is diplomacy. This is more get numbers and get bonuses for those numbers. Yeah, things aren't going that well, really, down here. When it comes to bonus, or rather things I can spend on the tech on, most bonuses aren't that great, or they belong to subpar units. The mortars and the grenadiers do have some good bonuses, but I prefer lancers. That said, the basic infantry have some great bonuses. Yeah, none of really of the building bonuses are that great, but I would probably say that the one on the mine is probably the better one. The bonuses I picked is in theory useful if you remember you picked it, but I can tell you I don't remember I picked it, so that the bonus end up becoming useless. That purple thing represents this game's main feature.
Copy that.
We have the growing Go, and we also got help from an RFI cruiser. The growing Go will be a concern. A big part of this stage is going to be about containing it, preventing it from growing past a certain point. The RFI cruiser will not really make much of a difference. Normally it will normally the RFI cruiser will shoot whenever an enemy attacks something, and usually the situation is already under control. I got 3 reclaimed, and well, they are going to help quite a lot in eliminating the need to build barracks early. The Xenus, they are in theory one optional objective, that you should complete that objective. They are, you know, the first one, but they can wait.
We're under attack.
There's coming quite a lot of Go now, and that's because I shot at the structure with a cannon.
No problem.
I'm shooting it with a cannon in order to slow down the gravity a bit, so I got more time to contain it, but the disadvantage is that the Go will respond by sending forces. But oh, I just unlocked the research panel. 13 building is exactly what you need with humans in order to unlock the first tier research. That is if you don't have any research bonus anywhere.
Confirmed.
There's coming quite a bit of treasures now. Yeah, that's because I've been shooting the Go.
We're under attack.
For some reason there's a high tier research available. It's probably a bug. I wonder if it's the Terminus cannon. It's a higher tier turret basically that, well, clears like a large part of the map on its own. It's, in my opinion, a bit overpowered. That said, I'm not going to get that much population on this map. I got for the captain the ability to get 2 free nurseries and also to have the research unlocked already. Normally I would advise against taking that option, but on this specific stage it makes it much easier for me to contain the go early.
No problem. Copy that. We're under attack. Confirmed.
The reclaimed do not cause go to Unbarrow even if you enter unsuppressed area like the
Copy that.
orange square ones. That said, this captain, the xenobiologist,
Copy that.
has the basic trooper replaced by scavengers, and the scavengers also have the ability to not trigger any Guan barrows.
Confirmed. Confirmed. No problem. Copy that. Copy that. Confirmed. We're under attack. No problem. No problem. We're under attack. Can copy that.
It's getting high time to start containing the go, because the craft has already more or less reached me. So this is a bit last second.
Good commander.
If I didn't have the free nursery, I would have had to begin with laser towers
Confirmed. Copy that.
and then walked my way towards replacing them with nurseries. Or I would have had to let the go grow a bit further before I contain it.
We're under attack. Commander.
The nursery is rather fun to use against the creeping go because it results in an infinite war where the go will just keep spawning their things and the nurseries will keep spawning the seedlings. That said,
Commander.
there's quite a weakness for them. Often they will send the seedlings towards a completely different enemy, one up to the north rather than the creeping go to the southwest. So I have to babysit them at the beginning until the enemies to the north gets cleared out.
No problem. Copy that. No problem. We're under attack.
I'm very late with getting ore. Normally I would have wanted to not just have ore but also have a factory up and running.
Commander.
But
We're under
due
attack.
to the fact that I got the 2 nurseries, I can afford to wait.
We're under attack.
We're under attack.
Instead of normal walls, the xenobiologists have that wine wall. The wine wall is less durable, but it regenerates life rather quickly, and the units can, your own units that is, can just move through them. That makes them often less good against waves, since they have less life, but they are very convenient. You don't need to repair them because they repair themselves. You can't. You can't even repair them. They can only recover via regeneration. And
Copy that.
I'm also building this laser turret as a temporary insurance that I have something that will shoot the go, because nurseries are not really reliable at this.
Commander.
We're under attack.
No problem. Confirmed.
Okay, I just sent up the captain to the space. That was a mistake, and it gets even worse. Watch me make the same mistake again. The reason it happens is because the send the captain up to space button is located right below the attack move button. And there's problem with reconfiguring
No
buttons.
problem.
If I reconfigure the send the captain up to space button, I also end up reconfiguring some other buttons, like build buttons get messed up then. So that's the problem.
We're under attack.
No problem.
We're under attack.
I'm starting to build these scavengers. Scavengers replace the troopers, and they have a bit longer range. I think they don't shoot as fast, and they poison enemies. Poison the enemies lose one armor. As long as they're poisoned, and they also
Copy that.
take damage each second.
No problem.
And the scavengers have, as I said before, the ability to enter the red zone without triggering any go.
Confirmed, Commander.
We're under attack.
In this particular case campaign, one important detail about the scavengers is that they inherit the carbines and the dig-in ability that I bought for my troopers.
We're under attack.
Copy that. Confirmed.
I can through a bit what the carbine and the dig-in ability does. The carbine
Command, no problem.
just increases range and damage. Pretty handy. The dig-in ability
Confirmed.
makes you immobile, and it increases fire rate. And it may also increase armor. There has been a patch that changed the what exactly the inability does, but okay, I got new ability for Captain, which makes it so that
We're under attack.
if an enemy with poison. Oh. Yeah, another way just opened into the ruin.
We're under attack.
That requires me to go past the go though, so
Copy that.
it's easier to not do that.
No problem.
Anyway, if I poison an enemy and it dies with poison, they have a chance to spawn a seedling. And that basically means that as my scavengers shoots and kills enemies, I'm going to get 3 meat shields.
No problem.
We're under attack.
I have begun the scavenger production in earnest now, and my general strategy for this stage will be to gradually expand and build up my army. Then once I have a seizable army, I'm going to clear the objectives. The objectives can be cleared somewhat quick.
Commander.
Once you have a big army, you don't really need to hurry up and do them. You can just wait until you have a
We're under attack.
strong army.
Copy that. No problem.
We're under
The RFI cruiser just got medium guns now instead of the small guns. They have not gotten any better at
We're under attack.
choosing when to shoot and when to not shoot.
Commander.
Most of the shots will probably go towards the ghost spread because there's a constant battle there between my seedlings and the go. If you use any arrow captain, you're just going to have cannon fire instead, which also works, but that is less fun.
We're under attack.
Copy that. Confirmed. No problem.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
I'm about to get flanked by the goose spread, so I need to cover that side pretty quickly.
We're under attack.
I'm making a mistake though. I should have moved up the Avengers to guard the nursery while it's being built, and it's being attacked and destroyed now.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Orders received.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
On my way. Orders received.
Okay, now that I have the one nursery up, the situation should be a lot better. The Go doesn't really focus on that path, so I don't need to guard it as heavily as the other entrance.
We're under attack.
Copy that. Commander. Copy that. Confirmed. Confirmed.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
On my way. Orders received.
We're under attack.
Orders received.
We're under attack.
On my way. On my way. On my way.
We're under attack.
I'm starting to assemble somewhat of a clearing army now. I will need a
We're under
few
attack.
more scavengers and lancers though.
Orders received. On my way.
We're under attack.
When it comes to spending though, I'm a bit lacking in options. The
Orders received.
lancers is really the only good thing I have that's good for clearing.
On my way. Orders received.
The mortars don't really do well if the ghost moving towards you. They work fairly well against the hordes, you know, against waves. The problem is there that ore for ore, the cannons are much more effective, although this captain doesn't have
We're under attack.
any cannons though. Still, the nurseries are doing just fine.
We're
So
under attack.
the best option I have is to spend the ore on lancers.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
On my way.
We're under attack.
On my way.
We're under attack.
Confirmed. Follow me. Copy. Go, go, go.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I'm slowly allying with a tribe up northeast.
We're under attack.
You can knock out that objective much quicker than the others.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I don't know why they are called nomads. They seem fairly settled.
We're under attack.
Yeah, it's 100% right. We need to both gather a large force
Under attack.
for going into the, well, ruins, and we need to keep a strong defense against the gold graft.
We're under attack.
I'm putting raised platforms below the nurseries. In theory, it doesn't really affect the range because the nursery's range is however far the saplings are able to move before they time out and die.
We're under attack.
But the distance to which the nursery starts sending saplings should increase.
Copy that. No problem. Copy that.
Okay, my captain almost got killed. Problem right now is that all of my other units that I'm using have greater range, so he ends up in the front.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I may be making a mistake with aggressive ore mining. Normally you have a ship that you can
We're
build.
under
Oh yeah,
attack.
I cleared it out. You normally have a ship that you can build a lot of things for the crystals. But on this mission I've chosen a ship that has very few slots, so there isn't really that much to spend the excess crystals on. I did get 3 androids. The RFI cruiser that's
We're under
helping me out do sometimes send down 3 androids as a response instead of just shooting with a cannon. Usually they just die, but sometimes I can catch them and pull them out and then use them for something completely different. This building Hall of Accords is one of the xenobiologist's special buildings. It allows her to recruit the, I guess they are called nomads now.
We're under attack.
It's, in my opinion, not that great, though there are a few ways to make use of them. A lot of those ways aren't really possible in this mission since you don't have some of the tools you have in skirmish or if you're playing
We're under
operations.
attack.
Orders received. Orders on my way.
I think this mission really well demonstrates what's good with this campaign. We have a temple to explore, indoor buildings. But what this campaign doesn't do is to create a campaign gameplay that is extremely dissimilar from the ordinary game. You don't, for example, get a captain and then a few troops that you're going to explore with. You still have to build up your base, your army as normally. And that prevents the campaign from having disruptive gameplay. I have seen both They Are Billions and Age of Darkness. Their campaigns start to include a lot of missions where how you play is just extremely dissimilar to the actual gameplay when you're not playing the campaign. And it ends up being rather disruptive.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
I got another batch of androids, but it doesn't seem like I was able to pull them out. That said, the androids aren't really that much of a help. The problem here with this game, and frankly other games of this type, is that units with vastly different ranges often don't mix too well.
We're under attack.
The androids have much shorter range than the scavengers and the lancers, so if I mix a few androids with them, what happens is that the androids will just get in front, take all the enemy fire and then die very quickly, whereas if I have a dozen of scavengers in the front, the damage from the enemies will be usually fairly spread out. I'm also now putting out some farming. That gives me food, and the farming also gives me effort. The effort you get from the farming fields, or agri-plots as they call them, is more efficient than what you get if you spend the same amount of water on hubs.
Confirmed. On my way. Attack.
That said, hubs also increases the maximum amount of effort you can have, while the agri-plots don't, so be careful. Also, here in the campaign they are much better right now because I have already maxed out the tech tree, but in a skirmish gameplay, if you spend the water on agri-plots instead of going for hubs, you don't get any research. So they are far less appealing in skirmish.
We're under attack.
Here they don't have this problem. I'm getting far enough now that I can start clearing out.
We're under attack.
I can start clearing out the temple instead of needing to spend all my forces on expanding. I'm going to still expand a little bit, but the temple clearing will begin somewhat soon.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
The Hall of Accord lets me get this number, but one another big feature of it is that they have no build time. They are instantly spawned. They do use up food though, so yeah, you are limited by the amount of agri plots you have built. That said, since they are instantly built, if they die you can also pretty much instantly replace them.
Attack. Attack.
Think there are some uses for them, but
We're under attack.
they do have somewhat of a prohibitive cost in normal playthrough. In this campaign they, well, don't, because
We're under attack.
I can easily just max out the research tree and then once I maxed it out build agri-plot without needing to worry about going behind in Tish.
We're under attack.
Attack. On my way. Orders received.
We're under
I would advise building connectors as you go and clear out this temple. You do
On my way.
want to have the connectors.
On my way.
We're under attack.
On my way. On my way. Attack.
Ooh, who? We do have a sign that there's something of an intelligence among the Go, although that probably doesn't apply to most of it.
On my way.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I do wonder if it was possible to get the Terminus cannon if I had, say, cleared out the Go from the south. I haven't really tried that yet, so I don't really know how much grass there is there, but I will probably give it a try. Maybe make a bonus video where I do that.
Attack. Attack. On my way.
That said, I think that the research, which I assume is the Terminus cannon, is a mistake and will get patched out. So actually researching the Terminus cannon or whatever it is. Oh!
Attack.
Why, the brain now asks, and I think that's a good question, because from the Ghost side it probably looks like we're invaders. Also, we're fighting tribals or nomads, I guess, now.
Orders received. Orders
Oh, we got to the Ghost spread. The Ghost spread doesn't go indoors.
on my way. On my way.
I should mention we are indoors. You can't use the cannon here, for example. As I said, from the Goose side it probably looks like we're just invaders, and it's frankly
Orders received.
would be pretty correct, I say. That said, the nomads
Orders received.
did say that the distraction of the goo is paramount, so might be some problems with the goo as well. Ooh.
We're under attack.
Okay. Okay.
We're under attack.
Who are they?
We're under attack.
But only you returned from the star. There seems to be some sort of day that we
We're under attack.
haven't really seen or heard of before. Something that left this planet and was supposed to return.
We're under attack.
Maybe it left with humans
Orders on my
and
way.
we returned. This would explain why this place is the only... This planet is the only one that's possible to colonize, because
On my way. On my way.
it may or may not be the
We're under
origin
attack.
of humans. We still don't know why
Copy.
fleet is migrating.
Move.
Why we are looking for a new planet to settle in.
Move. Go, go, go. Follow me.
We're under attack.
Attack. On my way. Attack. On my way.
We're under attack.
This mission is leading to quite a lot of questions here, like information about they who didn't return from the stars, and it's also about the nature of the goo, and perhaps even about humans, but we haven't really gotten any answer.
We're under attack.
Attack.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Affirmative. Go, go, go. Affirmative.
We're under attack.
Affirmative. Follow me.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Attack.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Oh, I build up the nurseries. That's
We're
something
under
of a
attack.
foresight from my side, knowing that they will be useful there. That said, you don't really need to have that foresight. This is more a convenience than
We're under attack.
a real asset. Yeah, I should probably moved a lot of my forces inwards towards this
We're
cave,
under
but
attack.
well,
Orders received.
come to think of it, I'm now building a lot of
We're under
energy.
attack.
I'm suspecting that,
Affirmative.
yeah, I forgot that the nurseries don't use up any power, so I don't need
We're
really that much energy. As long as I am using those nurseries, I really only
Orders received.
need
We're under attack.
exactly enough.
Attack. Orders received. Attack. Orders received. Attack.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Energy signature. I would say that the water energy
We're
signature
under attack.
is somewhat strange. It's like saying
Attack. Orders received.
height signature or length signature or
Orders received.
We're under
weight
attack.
signature. It's really nonsensical. Anyway, there's another big creature that I have more than enough forces to destroy.
We're under attack.
Okay, the brain now says die, and I'm feeling far better now. Well, about
We're under
take
attack.
one the war.
Orders received.
You're getting now one that they come from within the runes. So, and yeah, that is why I built all those nurseries before. But and you have a lot of warning.
We're under attack.
Even if I hadn't built any nurseries before, there would have been more than enough time.
Orders received. Orders received.
We're under attack.
Orders received. On my way.
We're under attack.
Orders received.
We're under attack.
Anything except for the lancers and the captain can more or less freely enter unsuppressed terrain. The scavengers,
We're under attack.
the reclaimed, and all of the nomad units can safely go into the red terrain without triggering any unburrowing go.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
The game will for some reason say research tier unlocked even if there are no more research tiers to unlock. It just cares about, well, the
We're under
amount
attack.
of research tier that exists outside of the campaign. The fact that the campaign limits them to far fewer doesn't seem to matter. I have far more defenses than I need, so this is a very easy defend. Does appear that I did need all solar panels built earlier, actually. Remember, you can't use cannons indoors, so if you don't have enough defenses, there is no way to save the situation with the cannons. Although you could just withdraw the defenses. There is really no point.
We're under attack.
Way ahead of you.
We're under attack.
That just means that the fleet can jump away easier. He's talking about the nomads. Yeah, the technology is almost like magic. Well, we do have a few options now. See you